Imagine this. Your body's like a silent alarm system, quietly flashing warnings when something's gone terribly wrong. Recognizing those signals could be the line between a close call and a catastrophe. Today, we're diving into 7 unmistakable physical symptoms you should never ignore ever. These aren't subtle hints. They're bold, urgent red flags that medical experts say demand a trip to the hospital right now, no delays, no second guessing. This isn't about fear. It's about arming you with knowledge to protect yourself. Too often, especially among older adults, people wait, thinking it's no big deal or not wanting to make a fuss. But hesitation can turn a small issue into a life-altering crisis. Knowing these signs gives you the power to act fast and take charge of your health. In this video, you'll discover 7 crystal-clear warning signals, specific, serious, and often time-critical. Stick with us to the end because one of these could one day save you or someone you care about. Let's jump in. Sign 1. Sudden speech trouble or a lopsided face. Sudden speech trouble or a lopsided face is a critical warning sign that demands immediate attention, as it's often the hallmark of a stroke, a medical emergency where every second counts. Imagine you're mid-conversation or just going about your day when your words start to stumble, coming out slurred, garbled, or not at all, as if your tongue's forgotten how to move right. It's not just a slip-up, it's your brain signaling distress. Or picture one side of your face acting strangely. Maybe your smile tilts unevenly, one eye droops, or your cheek feels numb and unresponsive, like it's no longer part of you. These aren't random quirks to brush off as tiredness or age. They're precise, urgent clues that blood flow to your brain might be blocked or bleeding, starving it of oxygen. Doctors zero in on these symptoms instantly, alongside others like an arm that won't lift properly or drifts downward when you try, because they know a stroke can steal your ability to speak, move, or even think clearly in mere minutes. A specialist once said you lose about 2 million brain cells every minute a stroke goes untreated, which isn't just a number, it's your memories, your independence, your life slipping away. For older adults, this can strike without fanfare. You might be sipping coffee or tying your shoes when suddenly your speech jumbles or your face betrays you, subtle yet sinister because it doesn't always scream emergency. Take Margaret, a 70-year-old grandmother who was baking one day when oven wouldn't come out right. Her daughter saw her lopsided mouth and called 911, getting her treatment within an hour that saved her from a wheelchair or worse. The medical world uses the acronym FAST, face, arms, speech, time to hammer this home, with that final T as the clincher. Time is everything. If these signs hit, don't wait, don't nap, don't hope it passes. Call emergency services now because acting fast could mean the difference between recovery and irreversible loss. Sign 2. A foggy mind that hits fast. A foggy mind that hits fast is a sudden jarring shift in mental clarity that can signal a serious underlying issue, especially in older adults. And it's not something to dismiss as just a bad day or normal aging. Picture this. One moment, you're fine, maybe chatting with a friend or tending to a familiar task, then out of nowhere, your thoughts scatter. You can't recall where you are, what day it is, or even recognize the people around you. It's like a thick haze has swallowed your usual sharpness. This isn't the slow creep of forgetfulness. It's abrupt, disorienting, and often paired with odd behavior, like repeating yourself, speaking gibberish, or staring blankly in a way that's completely out of character. Doctors see this as a red flag for emergencies like a stroke, where a clot or bleed disrupts brain function, or a severe infection, such as sepsis or a urinary tract infection gone rogue, throwing your system into chaos. It could also stem from dangerously low oxygen levels, a blood sugar crash, or even a reaction to medication, each a crisis needing immediate care. A hospitalist once pointed out that in seniors, the brain often sounds the alarm first, flashing this emergency light before other symptoms catch up, which is why it's so deceptive. Families might think it's fatigue or a senior moment, but when it's this sudden, it's a call to action. Take Tom, an 81-year-old gardener, who one day couldn't name his roses and kept asking the same question. His wife nearly wrote it off, but a hospital visit revealed a stroke, and quick treatment brought him back. The danger lies in how fast this can spiral. Confusion might deepen, or the root cause, like a brain infection or oxygen deprivation, could turn fatal without swift intervention. If this mental fog crashes in, don't wait for it to lift or assume it'll pass. Get to the ER right away, because every minute could be the difference between a fixable issue and a permanent loss. Sign 3. Sharp or strange chest pressure. Sharp or strange chest pressure is a chilling, urgent signal from your body that could point to a heart in distress, and it's not something to gamble with, especially as it can be deceptively subtle or brutally clear. Imagine a sudden weight settling on your chest. Maybe it's a piercing stab, a tight squeeze, or an odd, heavy sensation that doesn't belong, sometimes creeping into your arms, shoulders, neck, back, or jaw, like an uninvited guest. It might not be the dramatic, clutch-your-chest collapse you see in movies. In older adults, it can masquerade as a vague ache, a burning flutter, or just a nagging something's off feeling that lingers, making it easy to blame on heartburn, stress, or a pulled muscle. But that's where the danger hides. This could be a heart attack unfolding, where a blocked artery starves your heart of oxygen, or another cardiac crisis like angina screaming for attention. And in seniors, these signs often play coy, skipping the textbook intensity for quieter, trickier clues, like dizziness, sweatiness, or exhaustion without cause. A cardiologist once lamented the patients who waited, chalking it up to indigestion, only to arrive too late. Every minute untreated ramps up the damage, risking your heart's ability to keep you going. Take George, a 73-year-old gearhead tinkering in his garage when a weird pressure hit. He brushed it off, but his wife didn't, rushing him to the ER where doctors caught a heart attack early enough to reverse it. He later admitted he'd have toughed it out and nearly lost everything. Kicker is, it doesn't always roar. It can whisper, pairing that odd chest sensation with shortness of breath or nausea, daring you to ignore it. If this pressure feels new, persistent, or comes with any of those tag-along symptoms, don't debate, don't downplay. Call for help or get to a hospital now, because your heart doesn't mess around, and neither should you. Sign 4. Intense belly pain out of nowhere. Intense belly pain out of nowhere is a visceral, gut-wrenching alert that can strike like a lightning bolt. And it's not something to grit your teeth through, especially when it's sharp, sudden, or relentless. Your body's way of screaming that something inside has gone seriously wrong. Imagine you're going about your day, maybe eating dinner, reading a book, or settling in for the night, when a fierce stabbing ache erupts in your abdomen, or a deep gnawing pressure builds, refusing to fade. It might stay put or spread, doubling you over, and it's not the usual grumble of a bad meal. In older adults, this could be a ticking bomb like appendicitis, where an inflamed appendix threatens to burst, or a perforated ulcer eating through your stomach wall, or even a blocked intestine twisting into a deadly knot, each a crisis where minutes matter. A trauma surgeon once said that sudden abdominal pain in seniors is a stopwatch starting delay can turn a repairable tear into a fatal rupture. And what's tricky is the signs aren't always loud. You might skip the fever or bloating and just feel this piercing wrongness, sometimes with nausea, vomiting, or a faintness that creeps in. Take Ruth, a 71-year-old bookworm who felt a jolt in her side after supper. She popped an antacid thinking gas. But by midnight, the pain had her crumpled, and her sister's 911 call revealed a ruptured gallbladder. Waiting would have been her end. For seniors, the stakes are higher, because pain tolerance or muted symptoms can mask the urgency, tempting you to wait it out. But if it's intense, new, or paired with dizziness or worsening misery, it's not a test of toughness, it's a race to the ER. Don't Google, don't guess, go now, because this kind of pain doesn't mess around, and neither should you. Sign 5. Breathing hard with no reason. Breathing hard with no reason is a startling, suffocating red flag that can sneak up when you least expect it, and it's a sign your body's in trouble, something far beyond normal fatigue or aging lungs. Picture yourself sitting quietly, maybe flipping through a magazine, lounging on the sofa, or resting in bed when suddenly your breath turns shallow, labored, like you're gasping through a straw, and there's no exertion to pin it on. It's as if the air itself has thickened, refusing to fill your lungs. This isn't the huffing after a brisk walk. It's an unprovoked, relentless struggle that might leave you dizzy, panicked, or clutching your chest. And in older adults, it's especially alarming because it could signal heart failure, where your pump can't keep up, or a pulmonary embolism, a sneaky blood clot choking your lungs' blood flow, or even pneumonia stealthily drowning your airways. A lung specialist once said it's like your body's blaring a siren. Sudden breathlessness isn't a quirk. It's a plea for help, and for seniors, whose lung capacity naturally dips with age. The line between normal and emergency blurs, making the abruptness and intensity the key clues. Take Clara, a 77-year-old quilter stitching away one evening when breathing felt like pushing through quicksand. No cough, no workout, just a crushing weight. Her son hauled her to the ER, where doctors found fluid strangling her heart. A fixable crisis she'd have slept off to her peril. It might hit while you're still, or escalate so fast that even standing feels like scaling a peak. Either way, it's not a wait and see game, because every gasping minute could tip the scales toward irreversible harm. If breathing turns hard without cause or worsens out of nowhere, don't tough it out or blame the weather. Get to the ER fast, because this isn't just discomfort, it's your life on the line. Sign 6. Nonstop vomiting or blood in it. Nonstop vomiting or blood in it is a gut-churning, no-nonsense warning that flips a simple stomach upset into a full-blown emergency. And it's not something to shrug off as a passing bug. When your body's purging relentlessly or painting the scene with blood, it's begging for help. Picture this. You're hit with wave after wave of vomiting hours of it, not just a one-off from dodgy leftovers leaving you weak, parched and dizzy, or worse. You catch a glimpse of red streaks or dark coffee ground grit in the mess, a sight that stops you cold. It's not normal. It's your insides sounding an alarm. For older adults, this could mean severe dehydration or electrolyte chaos from the endless heaving, or something darker like a bleeding ulcer carving through your stomach, a torn esophagus from the strain, or even a hidden bleed somewhere along your digestive tract, each a crisis that can spiral fast. A gut specialist once called blood in vomit a flashing neon sign of internal bleeding, especially in seniors where meds like ibuprofen or aspirin can quietly erode the stomach lining. And the subtleties of the trap. You might not feel the source, just the fallout. Take Alice, a 78-year-old pianist who threw up after lunch, spotting dark flecks she mistook for food. Denise rushed her to the ER, where a bleeding ulcer was caught before it drained her dry. She'd have waited, she said, and not made it. Whether it's bright red or gritty black, or the vomiting just won't quit, it's not a sleep it off moment. Hours of this can crash your kidneys. And blood means something's ruptured inside. If this hits, don't sip ginger ale or wait for dawn. Get to a hospital now, because this isn't just nausea, it's a race against a body breaking down. Sign 7 fever with a stiff neck and light sensitivity. Fever with a stiff neck and light sensitivity is a chilling trio of symptoms that can escalate from a vague unease to a life or death emergency in a flash. And it's not something to dismiss as a run-of-the-mill flu. When these hit together, your body's waving a frantic red flag. Imagine a fever creeping up, hot and persistent, but it's not alone. Your neck locks up, stiff as a board, refusing to bend without a sharp ache. And the light, whether it's a lamp or the sun, stabs at your eyes like needles, forcing you to squint or turn away. This isn't just a headache or a cold. It could be meningitis, a ferocious infection inflaming the protective layers around your brain and spinal cord. And in older adults, especially those with weaker immune systems, it can strike hard and fast, sometimes without the classic rash younger folks get. An ER doctor once said they drop everything when a senior walks in with this combo. It's that urgent, because by the time you're wincing at light or cradling a pounding head, the infection might already be raging, piling on nausea, confusion, or a skull-splitting pressure that feels like it'll burst. Take Ed, a 74-year-old golfer who woke up feverish, his neck frozen by noon, and the kitchen light unbearable. His buddy, recognizing trouble, sped him to the hospital where bacterial meningitis was caught just in time. He'd pegged it as flu and nearly didn't make it. For seniors, it might stem from an ear infection, a sinus flare, or nothing obvious at all. But the speed's the killer. Hours can tip it from treatable to tragic. If this trifecta hits, fever, rigid neck, light turning torturous, don't wait for a doctor's slot or tougher it out. Get to the ER fast, because this isn't a bug to ride out. It's a race to save your brain. These 7 signs aren't here to scare you, they're here to save you. Listening to your body isn't weakness. It's strength earned through years of living. Acting fast isn't just for you, it's for everyone who loves having you around. Tell me in the comments, one thing you'll take away today. Your voice matters to us. Like, subscribe, and share. If this resonated, your support fuels more videos like this. Thanks for being here. See you next time.